best address.
It's turning into one of the best-known travel adventures that BC has to offer. The Rocky Mountaineer has been romancing the rails as an independent entity for 20 years now, and it's a genuine homegrown success story. It now employs hundreds of people in the peak season and is enjoying increased sales at a time when global travel has taken a beating from the economic downturn. As Elaine Yong reports, the Rocky Mountaineer has now been recognized as a master of marketing and is famous on the other side of the world, too.
Welcome aboard. How are you?
It's an early morning all-aboard call in Vancouver, but no one's complaining. The Rocky Mountaineer train hasn't even left the station, and already this journey has placed at the top of the bucket list.
Oh, we are going to see one of the best things in the world.
It's one of the must-do in Canada.
It's the trip of a lifetime.
For 2 decades now, Vancouver-based Rocky Mountaineer has been wowing tourists from around the world with its spectacular daylight train trip across BC and through the Rockies. But it's a Canadian success story that is much better known outside our borders. 4 out of 5 passengers on board are from somewhere else.
It's the trip that you would do for your 50th anniversary, your 50th birthday, or retirement do, or whatever. It's the trip of a lifetime.
It's just huge over New Zealand. Unbelievable. So you ask somebody about the Rocky Mountaineer and they say, oh, how lucky, I wish we were going.
In 1990, the federal government slashed Via Rail's budget, forcing it to privatize some of its tourist operations. Rocky Mountaineer was founded and took over the Western Canadian routes. There were only 20 employees in that first year of operation, including Tina Richardson, an onboard attendant.
And coming up on mile 27, as it will be.
She's been riding the rails with Rocky Mountaineer since day one.
We didn't have holding tanks back then. And I won't get into the gory details, but you can imagine how that was. Traveling through various stations along our journey. Close down the washrooms, close down the washroom. You could basically count on having air conditioning from Vancouver till about Boston Bar. Lots of ice and cold drinks for everybody and sense of humor. And that's really how we got through it, and a wing and a prayer.
It took the company 4 years to turn a profit, but since then, the Rocky Mountaineer hasn't backtracked. Now it's the largest privately owned passenger rail service in North America with a long list of international accolades. Most scenic and exciting train experience in the world. Best train ride in North America. World's best train journey.
All aboard.
It even had a starring role in last year's ABC hit show, The Bachelorette.
No, no.
Here we are, we're employing over 550 employees in season, and it's just grown. And first year we carried, I think it was about 10,000 guests, and this year we'll welcome close to 100,000 guests.
And it's not just travelers who are enamored. Michelle Mensiga is one of the newest Rocky Mountaineer employees. She and her colleague Leah Corbett were amongst the last round of new hires, and that was 4 years ago.
Not a day goes by, I just feel so lucky and look out the window.
And throughout the season, the colors change and the scenery changes. So it's a great place to be. Those poor little salmon, they have the guests, you know, they're from all over the world, and it's pretty excited to interact with each individual. So that's where it all happens.
After a 460-kilometer climb from Vancouver, meandering along the Fraser and Thompson rivers with canyons and gorges lining the route, the Rocky Mountaineer nears Kamloops at the end of day 1. And even 20 years later, that's more than 400 trips for Tina. It doesn't get routine.
And I'm so fortunate to have such an incredible job. And again, look at the office. It's second to none, really. So yeah, I'm very, very proud and can't say enough about it, and really look forward to the future.
Yeah, and tomorrow Elaine will take you through some of the most spectacular scenery in BC that can only be seen on board the Rocky Mountaineer. And we'll go behind the scenes to show you what it takes to make an experience like that happen. Well, we might be a bit biased, but one of the best things about our province is its beautiful scenery, and tourists from around the world are figuring out just how special it is aboard the Rocky Mountaineer. Last night, we detailed the history of this homegrown success story, and tonight we go behind the scenes to see how the company delivers a first-class experience both on and off the train. Elaine Yong reports.
Good morning, welcome back. How are you?
As the sun makes its appearance over the hill surrounding Kamloops, it's time to board the Rocky Mountaineer for the 515-kilometer journey to Banff.
Good morning, you just might just step here.
By train, it's a 12-hour trip, more than twice as long as driving. But for train engineer Hans Netterpel, there's no other way to travel. He's been working the rails for 34 years, and the Rocky Mountaineer is his retirement job.
Is it still fun to ring the bell?
Yeah. It is, yeah. It's all fun. We wouldn't do it if it wasn't fun.
For the 495 guests on board, the slower rhythm of train travel is a lot more fun than driving. Because with someone else at the wheel, it's much easier to gawk at the sparkling morning reflection on the South Thompson while enjoying a freshly baked cinnamon scone still hot from the oven.
It's all about our guests, and it's about the guest experience, and it's about ensuring that each and every one of them has a spectacular experience on board our train. It's so rewarding to travel with such happy and excited people, and you know, it's really what feeds our energy on board the train as well.
For guests in Gold Leaf service, they're fed by gourmet cuisine, and plenty of it, all freshly prepared by a team of onboard chefs.
And then we sear both sides.
Each dining car has its own kitchen, but it's pretty cramped quarters for creating 70 hot breakfasts and 70 three-course lunches, plus numerous appies and treats.
On the train is like working on the roller coaster, and you have to watch all the stuff that you prepare so you don't burn yourself.
So can you cook just about anything in this kitchen that you could on land?
Most of it. You never run out of food in 4 days, and everybody's happy.
Provisioning for the trip takes meticulous planning because there's nowhere to pick up last-minute supplies. In 2 days, the culinary staff will go through huge amounts of raw ingredients, including 100 pieces of Alberta pork tenderloin, 32 kilograms of cheese, 675 pounds of fresh veggies,
Roast potatoes and spaghetti squash,
55 pounds of butter, and 60 pounds of flour.
Eating entirely too much good food. And drinking wine.
In between the feasting, there's plenty of food for the brain, too. As the majestic snow-capped Rocky Mountains tower overhead, the rails crisscross 8 rivers, most colored a brilliant blue or green from glacial silt. There are ravines and steep-sided canyons tamed by wooden trestle bridges. It's not just fantastic scenery, it's also a ride through a slice of Canadian geography and its history.
The railway begun by a government in 1871.
The railway was completed in 1885 with the last spike between east and west driven at Craigellachie.
They drove the last spike, a very unique cairn, which contains 10 stones from our 10 provinces.
The upper and lower spiral tunnels just east of Field are still considered an engineering marvel.
So that's where we just went into the tunnel.
I think I pick up a new piece of knowledge every
Oh yeah, remember I told you about the bridge in Revelstoke? It's the exact replica of the Lionsgate Bridge. You didn't know that either. Yes, it is the exact replica of the Lionsgate Bridge.
And that's what makes this slower pace of travel so desirable for the modern-day tourist. 24 hours riding the rails between Vancouver and Banff gives an entirely different perspective, one you just can't get zooming by in a car or flying overhead, because sometimes it's not the destination, it's the journey.
Where do you go from coast to mountain? Just like that. It's unreal. It's spectacular is the word.
How would you rate this amongst the places?
10 or 20 if you can go up to 20.
To be a tourist in your own country or your own province and see how well it's represented. I'm so proud of what we have to offer.